Beyond the confirmation that Ghostbusters 3 is currently in production, news has been relatively sparse on the Ghostbusters front as of late. Fans have been given the impression that all the principal original cast members, who are still with us, would be back. However, that impression might have been premature. On the September 12th episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, original writer and star Dan Aykroyd cast doubt on whether or not Bill Murray, arguably the most prolific of the original Ghostbusters, would appear in the movie. In this video, we will go through what is known about Ghostbusters 3, before putting Aykroyd's comments into context, and assess what the absence of Bill Murray could mean for the final movie. Over the past couple of months, YouTube has begun promoting corporate channels at the expense of independent creator channels such as ours. If you like the content of this video, then please leave a like, and if you would like more people to see it, please help share it. Or if you don't like it, tell us why in the comments. With that message out of the way, let's move on to Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 3 was announced in January of 2019. The movie, directed by Jason Reitman, son of the original director Ivan Reitman, will be the direct sequel to the original Ghostbusters movies, thereby ignoring the events of the 2016 female-centric remake by Paul Feig. This drew some controversy, most notably from Leslie Jones, who tweeted in response, "So insulting, like fuck us, we didn't count. It's like something Trump would do. Gonna redo Ghostbusters. Better with men, will be huge. These women ain't Ghostbusters, okay?" Ugh, so annoying. Such a dick move, and I don't give a fuck, I'm saying something. This may seem unduly salty, considering that the upcoming movie is merely doing to the 2016 movie what the 2016 movie did to both original movies. However, she did receive the short end of the stick where all things Ghostbusters were concerned. While she was praised for her performance in the movie, her on-screen character was criticized for appearing to further stereotypes of African American women. In the lead-up to the movie's release, Jones was the subject of disgusting racial attacks and trolling. To top it off, her private, nude, and sexually explicit photos were leaked online. Jones wasn't the only one critical, though. Many supporters of the 2016 remake blasted the upcoming movie, as well as director Jason Reitman, invoking nepotism, seeing as in addition to being an accomplished director in his own right, he is the son of original director Ivan Reitman. The criticism did not slow down production, which commenced in July as planned. More than that, family appears to be the central theme in the movie, as does the passing of the torch from one generation to the next on both sides of the camera. Both Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd told ET Canada as much, all the while getting in a dig at the 2016 movie.
We don't have 4 new men. No, this is a story about a family. So 2 of them are women. Carrie Coons' mom and McKenna Grace. I don't think the gender is going to be an issue in this movie at all.
Well, we really need to hand it to a new generation, and we didn't do that. And although the girls' movie was, effectively kept the concept and the ideas alive, and it was really good. They were great in it. It wasn't like giving it to the new generation, the actual descendants of the original Ghostbusters. So we're going to link to the DNA, old and new there.
In other words, we were just told that the younger cast members of the new movie presumably will be their descendants. So presumably, the children and/or grandchildren of the original Ghostbusters. This could serve to explain the teenage girl concept the movie has been rumored to be going for. McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, and Carrie Coon were announced in March of 2019, cast as the sister-brother with their single mother respectively. Perhaps the most well-known of the new cast is Paul Rudd of Ant-Man, who will appear alongside newcomers Celeste O'Connell and Logan Kim. Of far more interest to fans of the original movies, though, are the original cast and who among them would be returning. Just days after the movie was announced, Ernie Hudson told the Daily Mail that not only would he be back, so would Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. This, of course, was music to fans' ears. The melody became all the sweeter in June when Sigourney Weaver told Parade magazine that she would be back in the upcoming movie alongside Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. Also in June, Annie Potts hinted she may appear as well, leaving the biggest question whether or not Rick Moranis could be convinced to come out of retirement. That, at least, was the biggest question up until recently. It would now appear that despite the previous assurances, Bill Murray's presence is not a sure thing after all. On September 12th, Dan Aykroyd appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience. The conversation inevitably turned to Ghostbusters, the upcoming movie, and its casting. Aykroyd is clearly uncomfortable talking about Bill Murray, and his comment that they are hoping Bill Murray will be in it should cause fans of the franchise to manage their expectations.
Well, it'll be most of the original people, and then
the original
young stars.
From the first movie?
Yes, some from the original.
Bill Murray's going to be in it?
We're hoping.
Come on, Bill.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Come on, Bill.
Yeah, and and then the new cast, and it's
the new cast as well.
For much of the 1990s and the early 2000s, Bill Murray and his refusal to commit to another Ghostbusters movie was the major roadblock to preventing a third Ghostbusters movie from getting off the ground. Getting Bill Murray to first sign on and show up for the shoot of any movie is a challenge in its own right. What makes Ghostbusters even more contentious is the process behind the final version of Ghostbusters 2, which put him off the franchise. He said the wounds had healed a decade ago, but for all we know, they could have been reopened by Paul Feig's Ghostbusters. In that movie, Bill Murray portrayed a skeptic who died like a fool.
Didn't they throw Bill Murray out a window in that old...
Yeah. He played a psychic. He played a skeptic psychic, and he played Michael Shermer. Or he played,
He played Michael Shermer
in that movie, They threw him out a window.
Was that because you would want to throw Michael Shermer?
No. I don't want to throw anybody out a window, no.
Come on, a fake window?
No. I have other things I could do with him.
Michael Shermer, for those who are wondering, is the founder of the Sceptic Society and editor-in-chief of Sceptic magazine. He is not someone like Dan Aykroyd will have a lot of common ground with. Shermer, incidentally, also did not win anyone over in a debate with British writer and journalist Graham Hancock, also hosted by Rogan, in which he came across more like a staunch defender of the establishment paradigm than an actual skeptic. That aside, many found Bill Murray's cameo to be particularly distracting and even disrespectful. What makes this even worse is that the internal mail correspondence within Sony later made public in the infamous Sony hack went a long way towards suggesting that Murray might have been strong-armed into participating in that movie using legal means. Could we now be back in a situation where Bill Murray has second thoughts about appearing in a Ghostbusters movie? Aykroyd's comments suggests that Bill Murray hasn't done any filming yet. Principal photography isn't scheduled to end until October, so there is still time for Bill Murray to suddenly show up on set for his part. But that Aykroyd still hopes that Murray will appear when 2/3 of the movie has already been filmed shouldn't leave too much room for optimism. Furthermore, that this is even an issue suggests Bill Murray's role isn't a big one that can be taken out in editing altogether in case he doesn't show up. Do you think he will? Is Aykroyd making us nervous over nothing here, or is there a reason to think Bill Murray might not end up being in Ghostbusters 3 after all? Let us know what you think in the comments.